Miners, welcome back. I got a kind of blast from the past for you here today. We are going to be playing Riddlesmith Combo, the Riddler, whatever you want to call it. It is another Storm variant, so we're going back in the tank of the Storm decks, and we're just going to be playing kind of a more obsolete version, but one that's fun nonetheless. The whole point of this deck is to storm off, kill your opponent with Grape Shot, but it's kind of got a unique way of going about doing this. The main engine of this deck is Riddlesmith, which is a 2-1 for 1 and a blue human artificer creature. It's whenever you cast an artifact spell, you can loot. So you draw a card, you discard a card. So basically what you're doing is you're just churning through your deck as you're building up Storm, getting cards that you need, getting rid of cards that you don't need. But in general, this is overall actually resulting in you losing cards as you go through this because you're putting a card on the battlefield and then you're looting, so your hand's continually decreasing. So how do you turn this into a win? The help of a card printed in Kamigawa Neon Destiny, Containment Priest. It's an artifact creature for 2 generic mana, 2-1. It says whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card this turn. So basically what this is doing is it's turning all of your loots into actual draws, because when you discard them, they're going to go under Containment Priest, and it's basically a second hand for the turn. So you're churning through your deck. Now you're staying neutral as far as the number of cards in your hand. You're putting one on the battlefield, drawing a card, discarding a card, but then the card that you're discarding is actually going under Containment Priest, which allows you to actually play it. So you're not actually going down cards anymore as you're churning through your deck doing this, building up Storm. Another thing that can help this is a nice little interaction with Oval Chase Daredevil. Some modern decks have seen play with this. There were some Asmo decks that kind of use this synergy to be able to have Oval Chase Daredevil be a free discard spell, basically. It's a creature that when you discard it, you put it in your graveyard. You're not going to want to put it under Containment Priest because whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you can return it from the graveyard to your hand. So now all of your looting effects are actually turning into legitimate card draws, and you're building up the number of cards you actually have as you're doing this. So cool little synergy there, cool little engine. That being said, Orcish Bowmasters is going to absolutely wreck this deck. Both of our engine pieces are X1s, so it's just going to be able to snipe those. Plus this whole deck is about drawing cards. I mean, as you can see, full 4 copies of Echo of Aeons in the main deck. Breakthrough, which essentially is going to end up reading 1 blue, draw 4, discard your hand. I don't think I've ever seen a situation where I actually want to hold on to any of the cards and I pay more than 1 blue. It's mostly just another way to get Echo of Aeons into the graveyard in addition to your LEDs. We've also got Ox of Agonis, which is kind of an interesting draw spell as well. Sometimes you end up just escaping and you beat your opponent down with a 4/3 or whatever the hell it is. I can't remember if it's 1+1/+1 counter or multiple when you escape it, but it's basically a way to refuel your hand to do things as you need to go through the combo. Defense grids, even though we're blue, we do not have enough blue cards to have Force of Will. So Defense Grid is our defense against combo decks. We do have an Urza Saga package. So in addition to all of our 0-drop, mana rocks and baubles, we do have Aether Spellbomb to be able to just get a problematic permanent out of the way if we need to. Such as bouncing a Murktide Regent out of the way, or bouncing like a Bowmasters the turn we want to go off, or something like that. Couple of tutors in here. Gamble, you've seen in the Epic Gamble how this works with Echo of Aeons. Just most of the time we're using it to get an Echo and we're hoping that we discard it. We've also got Entomb so that we know our Echo is going straight into the graveyard, or in the weird scenarios where we actually want Ox of Agonis to go into our graveyard, we have a way to get it just straight in there. And then a one of Psy Master Thopterist. With all of these 0-drops and the fact that we can cycle through our deck and replay them, we can go super, super wide just making Thopters if we think we need to be able to do that. It is also a card draw engine in and of itself, and the fact that we have so many 0-drops, we're going to have a ton of stuff that we can sacrifice that we're going to be able to recycle with our Echo of Aeons, or we can sack the Thopters for card draw to find the cards that we need to be able to go off. So it is a all-in artifact-based Storm deck. It's going to be weak to the same things that a lot of the other Storm decks I played are. All the artifact decks, no artifacts, stuff like that. But it's a little bit unique take on it. It catches people off guard. You don't see it as often, so a lot of players don't know how it works until they've seen it go through the loop at least a few times. But it's a fun one, and it can go off on turn 1 and do some crazy stuff. Sideboard-wise, you've got artifacts to be able to bring in. You've got your little tutor package here of artifacts to be able to get off of Urza Saga. Tormod's Crypt for the graveyard decks, in addition to Leyline of the Void if you need it. Honestly, I don't know what Grindstone is for. I'll be totally honest. I haven't used it. I don't actually know what it's for. Haywire Might to be able to take out problematic permanents. Surge Node is specifically for being able to take care of Chalice of the Void on a number that we don't want. Chalice on 0 and Chalice on 1 are both brutal for this deck. So to be able to use a Surge Node to put a bunch of counters on it to get up to some number we don't care about. Storm Entity is an interesting little backdoor way to win if you're not going to be able to target your opponent, or you think they're going to be a deck like Control where they're going to take out most of their removal, because it is a 1/1 with haste and it enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter for each spell cast before it this turn. So it's basically Storm +1/+1 counters. Slaughter Pact to remove problematic permanent creatures such as an Orcish Bowmasters, a Thalia, a Collector Oof, stuff like that. Cabal Therapy for some hand disruption. Chain of Vapor, another just remove a problematic permanent. That's going to get rid of your stuff like Leyline of the Void, again, Collector Oof. Get rid of the Chalice as long as it's not on 1, kind of stuff like that. And then Silence to be able to play that on your turn to stop your opponent from being able to interact with what you're doing and force through your combo. So we're going to take this Storm variant through a league, see how it does, see how it holds up to some of the other Storm decks we played recently, and see if we can have our opponents answer our riddle or not. Catch you all in the wrap-up. All right, riddle me this opponent. Let's go. We are on the play for game 1. And this actually isn't a bad hand. So, like, we could turn 1 Containment Priest or turn 1 Riddlesmith, do the other thing on turn 2. The other option we could do is try to wait until turn 2 to play both of them. I think what we want to do here, honestly, is going to be turn 1 Urza Saga into Riddlesmith, set up to be able to drop Containment Priest turn 2 and start going to town, or it allows us Urza Saga line. So I think we're going to go ahead and keep this. I'd feel much better if I had a defense grid for this, but this isn't a bad starting hand. Alright, opponent kept on 7. Opponent doesn't seem to be F6'd yet. There's something also to be said about maybe running out Containment Priest instead of Riddlesmith because it's less important to our combo. But I think I want to do this so that I can get this Ox in the graveyard if I need to. Okay, into another... Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and chuck the Ox. A redundant Ancient Tomb isn't terrible. We are gonna go ahead and do this on upkeep so that they can't discard whatever we're doing. Swords to Plowshare, so I have a feeling Riddlesmith's about to eat it. With that being said, if this is a control deck, just going Urza Saga Beatdown isn't the worst thing in the world. Oh, okay. So this is Painter, Hammer Time, something along... Okay, so we have something to be able to start the chain with. Oh, holy shit. Okay, that's great. Okay, we are in golden shape right now. I very much like that. We're also always going to yield to this. Yes. Seeing as we're going to try to go off this turn, we can chuck the Echo because we want that in the graveyard anyways. We're 1 mana away from being able to Echo again anyways. Yeah, you can draw your card. I really don't care. There's a possibility that they have blue mana here. And okay, they just scoop it up. They're not going to make us go through it. All right, so I'm guessing that means that they're a mono white build then, and that they're not going to have counter magic. I'm actually just curious. What are we gonna? Oh, and we were going to hit the LED. Yeah, we were golden. We were definitely going to be able to pop off there. That being said, against what our opponent's doing, I'm thinking Haywire might Slaughter Pact, maybe, just because I'm not 100% sure what they're doing over there. Chain of Vapor, Silence are things that I'm considering. Because this can get rid of creatures, this can get rid of a problematic permanent, such as Deafening Silence or something. This can just stop them from trying to Swords to Punisher one of our creatures. Because they could be Painter, they could be, whatchamacallit. Okay, so what would we take out, even? We can probably take out Psy. We can probably take out Oxyvagonus. Honestly, we can probably take out the Breakthroughs. It leaves us one more thing to take out here. I'm thinking maybe Defense Grid. They seem like they might be mono white. This also shuts down a Mindbreak Trap, but then again, so does Defense Grid, I guess. I'm not super sure on the Silence. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, maybe take out the Silence, put Defense Grid back in, and just bring in these 4 and see what happens. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, so our opponent is either on Painter or Hammer Time, is what I'm guessing, based off of what they're doing, but it seems like they're probably on a mono-white build regardless of what it is, based off of their instant scoop as soon as I presented my engine and a card to get started. That's not to say there could be a blue splash and we just didn't see it, but everything we saw was white. Alright, so what do we have here? We've kind of got a similar situation we did before, just with no blue mana, but we've got 2 redraws to be able to get it going. This also is an Urza Saga. Worst case scenario, we have 3 turns to get to where we need to be. Or we just are kind of doing Urza Saga stuff. I think we're going to go ahead and keep this. Seeing as we don't really know what our opponent... Okay, so there is a ley line, so this Chain of Vapor is going to be good eventually if I can hit a blue source. I'm guessing they're not Painter then if they have Leyline of the Void, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, they're Hammer Time. Okay. Okay. Magnetic Theft is a thing. Okay, so we drew the Lion's Eye Diamond. If they have the mana, we're just gonna run stuff out while we can here. Blue mana, and we get to go crazy. If they have a Pure Steel Paladin here, this kind of sucks. Okay, Caracas is whatever. I don't really care about that. Luckily, we're going to be able to make blockers. No, Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. I'm guessing this is a Cauldron? No, another Colossus Hammer. Okay. So they don't have a way to actually attach anything yet. Otherwise, I feel like they would have played it. Another Matrix Bauble. Into a Chrome Mox that is blue mana. Alright, so we can... The weird thing is like, we know they have 1 card in hand. The question is what is that 1 card? If it's a removal spell, this sucks. I guess it doesn't really matter even if it is a removal spell, because we don't have the mana to be able to play Vapor Snap, or Chain of Vapor and Riddlesmith anyways. So the Riddlesmith is going to go under this, so I have the blue mana to be able to Chain of Vapor, to bounce this back to their hand, and then hopefully get them jack shit. Yeah. We'll see if they're willing to sacrifice a land to pop it back. The answer is no. And they just scoop it up. They don't even make me go through it. Alright. On the board already. Alright. I like it. Alright, round 2. I like this hand a lot. This is another really good Urza Saga hand with a lot of potential to turn into other things. So we're going to keep this. Alright. Let's go. Delver? No, something right. Okay, Soul Guide Lantern is a little annoying, but we can get into a position where they can't respond. So I don't hate this. Another Riddlesmith. Okay. So I'm guessing this is Painter based off of what I'm seeing here. Right, let's see what you're drawing. Okay, it is Painter. Okay. Everything's blue. He's holding up mana. Unfortunately, this is 3 toughness, which is a little annoying. He's also not playing out the grindstone yet. Defense grid's interesting. So we very well could be dead next turn. But we can set up to start trying to go crazy and drop a defense grid to stop them from being able to interact with us next turn if they don't deal with it. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. This also actually, if they don't counter any of this, this actually gives us enough storm to be able to kill this Painter Servant. Okay, they're actually thinking it's worth it. Oh, shit, they blew up the wrong thing. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Oopsies! I meant to tap that, but oh well. It's mildly problematic now. I totally thought that they were targeting the defense grid. Alright, that's on me. Because if I tapped that, I could have killed the Painter Servant. Alright, do you have the extra mana? Do you have the 1 mana? Yes, okay. Okay, that was on me. I wasn't paying attention to what they were targeting. We would have been able to kill the Painter Servant, but I'm an idiot. Okay, so for Painter, we want Haywire Might in, Tormod's Crypt in. We can actually bring in our own Grindstone if they happen to get Painter down. Bring in Slaughter Packs. I don't think we need to go full on Leyline of the Void here. Sai isn't going to do much here. I don't think we're going to be Oxing. Breakthroughs can go away. I'm bringing in a bunch of artifacts. Take out 1 Chrome Mox. Try something like that. I should have had that. Alright, what do we got here? This isn't bad if we can get a blue source, or a red source, to be able to go get whatchamacallit. I think we're going to keep this. They typically can't turn 1 us, so... we're going to do this now. They're red Painter. Ooh, they got white. They're the 4th Aerolingus build. Okay. I think I am going to go ahead and just run these out now. Just in case they, like, chalice for some fucking reason. Like I said, I just need some... that's not red mana. Ancient Tomb into a Thorn of Amethyst. Interesting. I have an answer to that. Okay. Well, we might just be on the Construct beatdown plan. Interesting that they non-bow their own shit here. This makes their own 4th Aerolingus cost more. That's kind of a weird little non-bow they got going on. I'm wondering if this is the Raven U build that I was watching earlier today, because I know the version of Painter he was playing had 4th Aerolingus. Okay. Playing a Lotus Petal. He now has some colored mana. Into a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Okay, that's fine. Into a Goblin Welder. Okay, that's totally fine. Like, that gets rid of my constructs, kind of. But not before I can do way more damage to them. Into a Riddlesmith. Yeah, we're gonna go for the long haul here. I want to grab a Mox Opal here. Because let's see, does the one from Thorn of Amethyst matter that much right now? I don't think it does. We're gonna grab that. Play another one of these. It's kind of one of those things where we know their hand isn't very good. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just do this. Run out the Riddlesmith for now. We might be able to just out-aggro them here. If they need to spend all their time with the Goblin Welder going after... Unless they plan on just, like, dumping their hand and drawing with Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Like, there's a whole bunch... Yeah, they're really debating if they want to take this hit or not. This is also starting to make their mana look very fucking bad here. And the fact that they've only got one Goblin Welder... Ooh, Pithing Needle. Okay. Where's a Saga? Okay. So I'm off of that plan then. And a Painter's Servant. Okay. They can't interact with me at the moment, though, is the thing. Slaughter Pact. So, like, I can kill one of these things. I think I'm gonna move to combat first and see what they do. I think I'm winning this battle if I just do this. That's just a free block if they want it. But it pushes through damage and potentially shuts off these. I think I am at the point where I want to just push as much damage as humanly possible here. We're not winning with a Riddlesmith this game. It's just not happening. He's gotta flip that with the bauble. Do I want to Slaughter Pact something now? I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. They still lose their Dragon Engine. See what they're drawing. They're drawing a Blood Moon that they can't cast. But I still need a way to push through this last bit of damage. As long as I don't have red mana, I get to go grab Haywire Might, and then I get to go to town. So it's just a question of, do they have the red mana? And is it worth it to them to take two? And I mean, I have enough mana that I can kind of just go off around the Thorn of Amethyst anyways. Actually, they need to go to 1 anyways, in which case I kind of just go off and try to fucking kill them anyways. Ooh, they don't have it. Interesting. Into another gamble. The problem is I need to gamble first. Or I just say, fuck it. So... the question becomes is, do I go get Haywire Might, pop this to kill Thorn of Amethyst so that I can actually start doing things? But then I open myself up to the Goblin Welder shenanigans, and I don't have a way to actually... I think I'm going to have to just try to combo through the Thorn of Amethyst. Because things are going to cost 1 more. They're stuck on red mana. I can kill the Painter Servant. Or I can just wheel and hope for the best. But then that turns on a lot of what they can do. Or, as funny as this is, I can actually go get Grindstone, right? And then they just mill their whole deck and they have no way to stop it. I think that's the plan. Okay. Because once I activate Grindstone, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, they can kill it. They're going to change Phyrexian Dragon Engine for that. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, discard your hand, draw some cards. So, they had the red Elemental Blast, so they still need Monkey Blast. Okay, well, I mean, we're just fucking going for it. I don't think anything changes this now. We did bring in the Grindstone. Alright! anything funky in their deck. We just grindstone to the fucking painter player, baby. Alright, anything weird in their deck? Fables, Engineers, Urza Sagas, Pyroblast, Lotus Petals, Abrade, Mountain Grindstone. Okay, so it honestly doesn't really look like they actually brought anything in against us. They've got one Pithing Needle? Yeah, I don't think they changed their deck at all. Yeah, I legit don't think they changed their deck whatsoever. Cool. So now I'm interested in bringing in Chain of Vapor again. Like, I'm kind of interested in bringing this pile in. If we take out the Oval Chase Daredevil, I guess Defense Grade's kind of a bad whatchamacallit card. So maybe take that out. Take out Oval Chase. Do I need the Tormod's Crypt on the play? Maybe. I think we might take the Tormod's Crypt out, bring these two in. Let's try that. Either way, no matter what happens, we now have the moral victory of having milled out our opponent on Grindstone. They're mulliganing to 6. We don't have any actual functional mana, so I think we gotta ship this one. Alright, we're keeping the fuck out of this. Put the Chromox back. I mean, we're gonna slam it. Alright, just a Goblin Welder on turn 1. Alright, we're here to fucking slam. Is Saga the better option here? Probably. Opponent appears to be F6. There's no point in sifting through shit yet. Hopefully you didn't like your hand, opponent. The Defense Grid, seeing as next turn, we can go ahead and just... Because we can do this again and get this in the graveyard. I just don't want them to be able to pick off this Equivalent yet until we're ready to use it. So let's chuck the Entomb. And then in their draw step, we'll bobble. See what they drew. They drew a Painter Servant. Do they just got the Nutters? Maybe. We'll see. Oh, I got Search Plowshares. Okay. And a Goblin Engineer. Okay. Put a Thorn of Amethyst in the yard. Okay. What are they targeting? Oh, they're attacking. Okay. Good. Get your one in. That's fine. Alright, what do we draw? We draw a Chain of Vapor. I don't hate that. And an Urza's Bauble. So let's play that. I don't think this is going to be an Urza Saga beatdown game, so we're going to drop that so that it's harder for them to interact with us on our turn. They can Thorn of Amethyst whenever the fuck they want, basically. Let them draw. Bobble them again. A Great Furnace, okay. So they do have 2 Goblin activations, so they can fuck with my shit and get their Thorn of Amethyst back if they want to. But then I can bounce the Thorn of Amethyst. Shit, I still need a fucking... Okay. Interesting. White. Another Echo. Now they can't actually do anything? Okay. See what we draw. So they can get rid of their own Painter Servant to stop the combo. So there's no point in doing it yet. Because we could try to grindstone them. But then they just get rid of their own painter servant. And they're able to do it next turn. I think I just need to Lion's Eye Diamond and go fucking crazy. I could pay more mana to be able to get another defense grid down. Or I can Containment Construct and start going to town. I still have a land drop for this turn, so that's probably not the worst thing in the world. The question becomes is, what would I rather have on the battlefield at this point? Well, let's just Containment Construct, see what happens. They're gonna get rid of that to do that. Do they want their Thorn of Amethyst back now? Okay. Okay, which one? What of these are under it? Urza's Bauble, yes. Always yield to this. Echo of Eons, no. Chain of Vapor, yes. Defense Grid, yes. Gamble, yes. Echo of Eons, no. Did not hit a land. Their combo's gone. But I can do some disgusting things next turn and try to pop off again. That's actually fine. Both of our graveyards are empty, so they can't actually do any shenanigans here. Unfortunately, all of this is now gone. Do they just have the painter? Oh, they do. Okay, good game, opponent. Good game. Oh, so close. Oh well. I'm just glad. I still claim the moral victory of being able to grindstone out our opponent. Good game, opponent. Alright, on to round 3. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. See where this leads us. This is a turn 1 Containment Priest into a wheel. Opponent kept their hand as well. I mean, we're just going to force check the opponent here. Opponent is probably just like, what the fuck are... They're just like, what the fuck is going on? Containment Construct, what? I am sure they're just over there reading this card because no one plays it. Alright. Resolves. Alright, opponent. I hope you didn't like your hand. No. Sure. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I don't really care about that. There are worlds where we get enough mana to start playing this shit. And then we spin an Echo. And yeah, we actually hit enough to be able to play it. Cast this. Cast this. And we have the Oval Chase Daredevil, so our engine is now online. And as long as we don't draw like complete and total hot garbage. Yep, use this ability. Let's chuck a Petal. Throw a Petal under Containment Constructs. Play the Petal. I actually should have chucked the Oval Chase Daredevil there. Let's chuck Oval Chase. No, unfortunately this is rather click intensive now because I always have to hit no to Containment Construct. Always yes. Always heal, just to get this little interaction out of the way. Yep, let's do this. We can chuck Oval Chase. Nope. Okay. Keep the new Mox Opal? Yes, keep this going. Let's go ahead and play the Chrome Mox into a Bauble. Okay, so this is just going to be very click intensive. I believe that we are pretty much good to go here. We're going to return Oval Chase. We're not going to do anything with Chromox. We're not anything to put under it anyways. Play bubble. So now it's just a matter of finding our win con. Unfortunately, as I said, this is rather click intensive. Our opponent, I don't know if they just know the deck and know that I still have to find the win con. Entomb is interesting. That lets me cycle. Let's throw Oval Chase Daredevil down. Don't use that. Okay. Oval Chase Daredevil back hand. Yes. Not gonna play anything with this. No. I don't actually have the mana to be able to do it. Because I have to use 1 black mana. So I think I need to keep the chain going. It sucks this is a 2-drop way to do it. Found another 2-drop. And unfortunately, I fizzled from here, and we just have to hope that the opponent doesn't have shit. Because, yeah, unfortunately, I can't actually cast anything else here. So, hopefully our opponent doesn't have a way to fuck this up. What are you drawing? What are you on, opponent? Something with Urza Saga. Got it. Okay, a Mishra's Bauble. Targeting themselves. This Delver? Something with a fetch land. Okay. I'm getting Storm, but this is definitely a Storm deck. The question is, are they setting up for... No. Okay. So, now we also get a bunch of fucking redraws. And we can definitely, whatchamacallit, Echo. We're gonna see what they got in their hand. They have an yeah, this is definitely Storm. Okay, oops, my timing on that was wrong. I don't know why I thought that was end step. Okay, whatever. It got an LED out of their hand, which I'm fine with. Ooh, they have a Tendrils in hand. Okay. And now I get 5 draws to be able to piece this together. Or no, I get 3. Okay, Gamble should... Okay, Gamble and LED does it. We're golden. If I can't piece this together from here, we have problems. Let's go ahead and make red. And get this started again. There's the Grape Shot. Chuck that. Okay. So we had it here. It's just a matter of getting our storm count high enough. Because luckily Grape Shot is red, so even if they had Veil of Summer, it doesn't actually do anything. We'll chase Daredevil, don't use that. Okay. Use this. I can hold up mana. Like, I have all the mana to basically be able to do whatever the fuck I want here. We also have a defense grid. Let's just slam another one for the hell of it. So that they really can't interact with us in any way, shape, or form. No, do not use that ability. Alright, so now the question is... I think I'd go ahead and just go get the Echo and spin here. Oxygonis, no. Leave that in the yard. Yeah, now we just fucking spin. Echo, no. Oval Chase, no. Containment Construct, yes. 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 Just so I'm more likely to hit gas. Alright, and we have another Echo too, which is great. We can chuck Mishra's Bauble, put that under Containment Construct. Since I don't have any mana floating, and Storm transfers, yeah, we're gonna go ahead, get in, begin combat, attack with everything, just so our Storm count doesn't have to be as high. This way Storm count doesn't need to be as high. Cast Mishra's Bauble. Let's chuck a Riddlesmith. What do I want to do from here? I've got man. Okay, they just scoop it up. They're not making us keep going through this, but they're definitely on Storm. Luckily our win con is red, so we don't have to worry about them doing that. Bring in ley lines, bring in silence. Psy is definitely useless. We do not need Psy. I honestly don't picture us needing defense grid very much. They're not going to have counter magic. Veil of Summer does nothing against us because our win con is red. They don't normally really have anything for graveyard hate. There's something to be said about bringing in a Haywire Mite to maybe get rid of a Song of Creation. I think Ox is probably going to be too slow. And maybe take a Breakthrough out. Try something like this. This to hate on their Gaia's Will lines. And then they're stuck having to either do Beseech lines or go through. Silence can stop them mid-combo if we need it to. Honestly, Spellbomb probably can actually go away. Get rid of Spellbomb, keep the Breakthrough. We are not bouncing any creatures. They don't have any. Empty the Warrens is a bit of a problem, but I really don't have a way to deal with it anyways. Trade piles like this. Yep, let's try it. This is completely unkeepable. We can keep this. Probably throw the Chrome Box to the bottom. Like, we still would have needed one of a very specific card to be able to go off at Riddlesmith on turn 1 anyways. Like, we would have needed another blue card, which there aren't that many, or I need another mana source. And now this way, like, our hand is pretty Thoughtseize proof for the most point. Like, we don't really care about them taking anything out of it. Like, I'm assuming they take the Riddlesmith. But then we have a redraw, like, Riddlesmith is replaceable, we don't really care about that. Yeah, they took the Riddlesmith, which is fine. It's not like we were fucking playing it. They just running their shit out? Yes. Alright, they're gonna see what we're drawing here. Would it have let us cast the Riddlesmith? No, but it's an Echo, so now we can fuck their hand over. I mean, the other question is like, do I even want to? I mean, it's free game. So what? I mean, the Echo is free. It does refuel their hand. But it refuels mine to start trying to go off. They've only got 2 cards. They're gonna draw a third. They kept his hand for a reason. Screw it. We came here to party, we're gonna party. Like, there are hands with very low resources that they can go off here. These decks normally don't play Mindbreak Trap, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. This is still my turn 1, yes. So I didn't really hit anything super useful here. Hopefully I didn't give them the critical mass of spells that they needed to go off. I'm just gonna run out the stuff I actually care about here. Pass the turn, get 2 redraws. See what you're drawing. Lion's Eye Diamond. They could have enough artifacts to be able to chain together something. Or they might just be on their own Urza Saga plan. We'll see. Oh, no, they're going to try to storm off somehow. Is this a Beseech into a Song? Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, if they can piece it together, they got it. Okay, Song of Creation. Let's see how they do. Probably shouldn't have wheeled there, but I thought the upside was high enough that it was worth it.
Sometime later.
Okay, there we go. Alright. So, I shouldn't have spun, but I did. That is a risk. I don't think we changed anything, honestly. I think we just run it back. I have a Silence. But I'm a very long way from being able to do anything with it. I think I need to ship that. This might be worth it. It's a little risky. Because I can Spire of Industry, Urza's Bauble, gamble for LED, and then just hope that I don't lose it to be able to Echo. I think that's good enough to keep. Let's check the Oval Chase. Call it good. It's a 75% chance to keep what I want. They kept on 6. So yeah, it's a 75%er. Alright, let's see if the magic gods are in my favor today. They are not. Okay. Well, that might have just cost us the game. We'll see. Hopefully they kept a slower hand, but we'll see. If they kept a turn 1, we're just dead. Very much looks like it's probably a turn 1. Hey! They have to take my fucking Echo now. However, I don't have the fucking mana. Okay, so they kept a slower hand. I get 2 draws to find mana to be able to spin. That is not mana to spin. That is mana to spin. I'm not particularly enjoying how this is going. Hopefully your hand is useless, and we don't spin you into the nuts. And again, we spun into, like, jack fucking shits. Our spins have not been great. Let's see what they got. Ew. They have a Beseech in hand. Into a burn. We're dead. I don't see a world where we don't die here. With the Beseech in hand and this setup. Yeah, go ahead, Thoughtsus. Unless I literally don't have a way to get to the 4 mana. This should be enough to kill me. Oh, with the Lions Diamond too? Yeah. Yeah, they got it. I'm not gonna make them go through it. Unfortunately, those spins just didn't work out in our favor, but it happens sometimes. Oh well. On to the next one. Okay, round 4, and I realized that I was a fucking idiot and didn't update the record last time. So if I get colored mana, this isn't bad, but I don't have colored mana right off the bat. I think I need to ship it. I mean, I think I just go with this. This should be turn 1, get Echo into the yard, turn 2, pop off. Hopefully? Depending on what our opponent's on. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and keep it and just do that. And then just hope they don't have counter magic. Well, they didn't counter it yet. And then I just pass the turn and see what happens. I don't think it's worth popping these baubles. We'll see what they do. If they are able to interrupt the Echo, then we'll go ahead and pop the baubles. Otherwise, it's probably not worth it. Underground Sea, interesting. Into a Ponder. So counter magic is a thing that can happen. Feel like they must be looking for counter magic. If they shuffle, I go for it. If they don't, then I probably don't. However, we could just get a counter spell out of their hand. Chooses not to shuffle. I think it's worth popping these so that I have something to do if they counter this Echo. 3 draws to hit an actual colored mana source or an artifact, I think is worth it. Wasteland, okay. I probably should have targeted myself, but whatever. Get a couple extra draws. Oh my god, really? Okay, well this was a fucking nightmare. I have to copy that just to turn on Mox Opal. I can do this without hurting myself. Well, that was just a calamity of errors. I'm sure they have counter magic. I'd be very surprised if they don't now. I can pay for a daze. Oh, they did. Huh? I'm still gonna land drop. Well, this wasteland is now gone. Oh no, I don't have a land drop. Never mind. So what can I do here? I could Chrome Mox, break through, dump my hand into the yard, or I can Chrome Mox the breakthrough to get a Riddlesmith down and see if I can get them distracted with that. I think that's the best bet here. We'll drop a Riddlesmith into play. See if that gets a counter or anything out of our hand. Our hand is mostly redundant, so we don't actually care if our opponent does anything with it. Alright. The fact that that resolved is huge. And it got rid of the wasteland. Brainstorm, okay. Because hopefully we can just ride this Urza Saga to victory, but we'll see what happens. Ponder, okay. The other thing that wouldn't be terrible is even if they were to play a Wasteland now and take out the Ancient Tomb, that's one Wasteland out of the way to try to clear the way for Urza Saga, because it can still make Construct tokens. That being said, this deck might have Dress Down. I'm getting either Beanstalk or Delver vibes off of what's going on over there. Luckily, they don't have whatchamacallit up yet. And that is a way to get a bobble into the graveyard, assuming they don't just, like, wait, Fatal Push this thing right now. No, into a Grape Shot. Okay, let's start out with this, so we can guarantee we can get the Echo Valence into the yard. I feel like this means our opponent has a kill spell. They're just deciding if they wanted to use it. Okay, so we can keep the train going. With the Echo in the yard, I don't think I need the Entomb anymore. I can chuck the Ancient Tomb. Alright. So I don't hit that. So I can try to spin again and see what happens. It gets countered. I can Entomb and gamble. Yeah, I don't think I hate that. Alright, see if they counter this one. Shit. I tapped the wrong colors now. I'm an idiot. I need to tap Chrome Mox for that, but whatever. Not a huge deal. How are they letting these things resolve? Like, just how? I already played a land this turn, so I can get rid of Urza Saga. I just want to get this up so that I can try to resolve this Containment Construct through a daze. I don't think I'm going to loot on this one, because I kind of actually want the secondary Riddlesmith here. For how much I've done here, like... Okay. That resolved. Alright, so I'm not super sure what the fuck the opponent's doing here, but I'm going to cast the ones that I can out from under here. The opponent seems to just be letting shit go. And I'm not super duper sure why. But whatever, we're gonna let him do it. So I can chuck a Containment Construct, or I can chuck a Gamble. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this here. Because I've got two Gambles. Yeah, I'll chuck a Gamble. So we're going to go ahead and gamble for Echo, which is now in the yard. Because if this Containment Construct lives next turn, I can gamble to go grab Defense Grid, and then they just can't do anything. I don't think they have a 1-drop with Flash that they can get in here, so yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and pass. The problem comes down if they have a Bowmaster. Like, that's where the real issue is. Well, let's see if we can see their hand. See if we can see a Bowmaster in it. If we see a Bowmaster, then we kind of just have to go off and go for it. There's a Beanstalk, so they might be tempted to just play that next turn. I think we're gonna pass and stick with the plan that I originally had. Like I said, Bowmasters is a bit of a problem, but this also incentivizes them to do it right now. If they don't flash it in now, they might not have it. And we know they're drawing a Beanstalk, and if they play Beanstalk, they can't Bowmaster next turn. They're gonna Thoughtseize. Sure. The smart move is take the gamble, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. They do take the gamble, okay. That was the correct move. We have a 1 in 11 shot. Well, 2 in 11 shot. Ponder, okay. So they're not going for... Actually, that Brainstorm's gone. They're not going for a Bowmaster. Chooses to shuffle. They're looking for counter magic. I've got multiple draws to try to get to a whatchamacallit. Alright. What's the top of your library? Really, all I want is a defense grid here, and we're going to have a lot of shots to find one. Yes, we're going to have a lot of shots to find one. Yeah, we can get rid of Oxygonus, that's fine. We have multiple, like, multi-draws. We also have enough mana where, like, if they counter the first Echo, we can actually go get another one. Mox Opal. Yeah, we can throw a Mox Opal under there. Let's make black mana off of this one. A Riddlesmith. I don't think any of this particularly matters. So let's chuck a Containment Priest under there. Go blue. Make some mana. We're going to try to spin. Okay, they're doing something now. They're brainstorming, looking for an answer. That's totally fine. I don't actually care about that. Because like I said, worst case scenario, we can go ahead and just entomb, go grab another one, try again. Because I'm assuming they're only going to have one counter spell here. I'd be very surprised if they have multiple counter spells. Force of Will pitching a spell Pierce, that's fine. That's kind of what we were anticipating happening. Go grab the last Echo. I haven't played a land yet this turn. I can pay for a Daze. Okay, they did not have another one. We can chuck Mishra's Bauble. Yes. New Chromox. We are all out of wheels, unfortunately. Alright, Gamble should do it. Assuming they don't have another counter is the problem. Please counter this. I would be A-okay with you countering this. Okay, they choose not to counter it. We're gonna get in our damage. Alright, this just means that, like, we have high enough storm now to kill them. That was the main reason I wanted to do that, just so that we get our storm damage in. Ox of Agonis is interesting. We're not actually gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Alright, I don't think this matters. Play Aether Spell Bomb. Like, the color we choose doesn't matter. Okay. Keeping the chain going. Because I'd like to just naturally draw it. Or get a secondary tutor in here is what we're going for. Unfortunately, these are very long combo turns. This is game 1 and we're down to 13 minutes left. Okay, we have 2 gambles. We should be good. Yeah, we should be good. I don't think they would have a kill spell here. If they counter this, I'm fine with it. They don't. Have I played a land yet this turn? No? Yes. I don't think I played a land yet. Nope, have not played a land yet. Okay. Now they're dead. Okay, we got there. Oh, that was a fucking long one. That was 13 minutes on game 1. Holy fuck. Okay. Sideboarding is going to be interesting. Defense Grid comes in. Slaughter Pact comes in. Chain of Vapor comes in. Silence comes in. Breakthrough can go away. I don't think Psy is going to be particularly relevant here. We can probably get rid of Ox. Trim 1 Chrome Ox. Bring in these 5? Try something like that. The clock is definitely not in our favor, though. Okay, what the fuck do we have here? They have a bunch of redraws. We're actually pretty Thoughtseize proof, so I think we're gonna keep this. Okay, opponent isn't doing anything on turn 1. Riddlesmith is interesting. We're kind of just letting stuff resolve, which is weird. I'd rather this get countered than my Riddlesmith. Okay. So Sauron's Ransom is gone. Since I have redundant gambles, I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn. There was something to be said there about popping my Urza's Baubles then, so that they couldn't... Ew, Wasteland's annoying. Alright, so I need a land. Or a mana source. I mean, that's technically a mana source. Keep the new one. See if this resolves. Slash release. Okay, it does. What is he doing? Does he have a kill spell, or is this a brainstorm? Tali, okay. Well, in that case, then, we're just going to pop both of these and see what happens. Pernicious Deed, okay. And a Force of Negation. So we know 2 of the 3 cards in their hand. We're going to get 3 draws. Okay. Ancient Tomb's not bad. Into Gamble number 3. So we're pretty well Thoughtseize proof right now. Niall Spellbomb, okay. Not the worst thing in the world. Well, we're pivoting onto the Urza Saga game plan and hoping that they just don't hit their lands before we can kill them. Really? Popping this now? Okay. Like, we're just hoping that they stay mana screwed here. Okay, that is very good, because Pernicious Deed kind of just wrecks our day here. Hand and Echo, okay. Yep, we're fully on the Urza Saga game plan here now. And the fact that we know that there's a Force of Negation as well. Alright, that's a land. Alright. Is this a Murktide region? I'm guessing this is a Murktide. Alright, so the question is the last card in their hand a whatchamacallit? Or do I want to just go grab Spellbomb, bounce this Murktide back to their hand, and just start going to fucking town? We're gonna see what we draw here. If it's a defense grid, we're just gonna spin. Oh, it's a Lion's Eye Diamond. So we just stick with the course anyways. Because this hits enchantments too, right? Yeah. So there's something to be said. So the problem is, if we pop Murktide back to their hand, they have something to pitch this Force of Negation. So I think I would rather... So I mean, we get Aether Spellbomb regardless. So what can I gamble away here? Like, I can gamble, but I need the blue for this, so I'd rather Echo now. Unfortunately, it does make these smaller. Put them to the test now. They have to have another blue card. If they have a blue card, then they're 100% in top deck mode to deal with this Pernicious Deed. Okay. Well, now they need a land, and we're both in top deck mode. Alright, let's see where this goes. If they hit a land, this sucks. They're not slamming a land. Okay, we dodged a land. Well, we're just gonna keep increasing our clock. Surgical Extraction targeting what? Urza Saga? Okay. We are about to swack for 8. So we know there's a Pernicious Deed and a Murktide region in hand. And they can't even, like, play Deed, wait a turn to try to mop up everything, because then they're just dead. Like, if they hit a land, they have to play Deed, and they have to pop it right then and there. Because they're staring down lethal unless they hit a land, or they hit another removal spell. Okay, they're dead. There is nothing they can draw on these 2 cards that gets them out of this. They're dead, we got there. Fuck yeah, took down Beanstalk. Hell yeah, menace of the format, let's go. On to the final round. Alright, final round on the play. I mean, I like this hand. We're gonna go ahead and keep it. Hopefully our opponent is not on some kind of crazy combo deck. Oh, they're on the play. Oops, I thought we were on the play. Okay, well, we're seeing what they're doing right off the bat, then. This is another Beanstalk. Okay. We're relatively Thoughtseize proof. They're probably going to take the defense grid. Like, I'd be very... They took the Containment Priest. Interesting. Well, let's run out Urza Saga. Alright, defenses are up, and we're going to start making construct tokens and hope that's enough. This could be Doomsday, this could be Delver, this could be Beanstalk. There are a lot of things that this could be. Honestly, this could even be Storm. Alright, well, the opponent's just setting up their deck, basically. Not super sure what the fuck's going on over there. What do we got? We have another Containment Construct. They were concerned about that before. So we don't actually have the mana to do everything. We're just gonna stick with the plan of Constructs and hope that that's enough and hope that they're not on Storm. Okay, this looks like Storm now. Burning Wish for what? Yeah, okay, so they're setting up for a Pier Line for next turn. Alright, so this is Storm, so we are in a bit of a crunch here. Fuck yes! Okay. Hell yes. So what, we've already got, we can go Containment Construct so that we start going absolutely fucking balls to the wall. I've still got a land drop, so I don't think it particularly matters what we get here. Because maybe we want to hold on to the land drop though, so maybe we just want a Lotus Petal. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and grab the Lotus Petal. There is a world where we have enough artifacts on the battlefield to just kill our opponent. This is artifact count neutral. This also gets rid of their hand. No on the Echo. Yes on the Mycosynth Gardens. And we hit a Riddlesmith. Do we have a way? Yes, we have a land drop. So we can play the land drop. Play Lotus Petal. Okay, and now we can kind of just go to town. Assuming we hit enough things here. We are in a wee bit of a mana crunch. Okay, Lotus Petal helps. Alright, so we fucked up their hand, but there is a world where they can do some dangerous things here. What do we want to discard? Let's discard... Discard Spell Bomb. We're about to chuck our whole hand anyways. Since we've got the breakthrough. I did hit a 0-drop. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. We did hit a Chromox. Okay. So we can keep going. For now. Oh, fuck. I have no mana left, so we want to leave Grape Shot in the yard. Well, it's a little unfortunate we fizzled. But they have a new hand. They've still got to figure out how to combo with it from 5. And the fact that they went for the Peer into the Abyss makes me think they might be ad nauseum tendrils, but we'll see. Do they just have it? Okay. Fuck. These wheels against the Storm decks are killing me. We will yield until next end step. Like, there's no way they don't have it. But we'll make them go through it.
Sometime later.
Okay, they got it. Alright, on to the next one. Luckily, they don't really have any interaction for us, but we don't really have any interaction for them either is the problem. So they look like they're more of a traditional Storm deck. Want to bring in Silence. Is there anything else we really even care about, to be honest? Maybe Cabal Therapy? I don't think ley lines are worth it, honestly. Take out the defense grids? Maybe bring in a Storm entity, take out the other defense grid, and do something like this? We didn't see Gaia's Will, but it's probably in there. So there's something to be said about bringing in these ley lines as well. Like, if we want to bring the ley lines in, we take out Spellbomb, Ox, and one of each Bobble? Or no, take out Psy and a Bobble to bring in the ley lines. Yeah, let's try something like that. If we can just pop off on turn 1, that's great. Unfortunately, our opponent can also pop off on turn 1. This lets me get a Riddlesmith down turn 1 and start looting through things. But we were very much banking on whatever the hell we hit off of this Riddlesmith. That's the problem. I think we keep. Hope our opponent keeps a slower hand. Alright, they're F6, so we're safe to do whatever we want at this point. It's going to come down to what do we hit off of these Riddlesmith triggers. Echo? No. But we get to keep going. Alright, so we get to keep going for now. Alright, now we fizzle. Do they have a turn 1? Hopefully they just get to hand with, like, a Thoughtseize or something. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's really not good. That's really not good. If they have Ritual of Beseech, I'm gonna be so pissed. Blue-red, Burning Wish. Oh, they just have a turn 1 Peer into the Abyss? Oh. Alright. I mean, there's a chance that they fizzle off of this, but it's very fucking low. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. I mean, even mulliganing for a ley line to stop a Gaia's Will line wasn't going to stop this from happening, but I mean, to be fair, all we lost to today was combo decks, so I'm going to kind of chalk that up as a moral victory that the combo deck just lost to other combo decks, so... But it very much is our decks, especially against Storm. It's just 2 ships passing in the night. Like, we literally have no interaction. There's something to be said about maybe I should have cracked this to see if I could hit a Silence or something. But, oh well. So what can be said about this deck? It's a blast, but as you saw, it is super, super reliant on how well you spin those echoes. Moral victory in the sense that we only really lost to other combo decks, in which case we found out that it was basically just like 2 ships passing in the night, neither deck really interacting with each other. Our sideboard is more so geared for stopping our opponent from interacting with us, more so than us interacting with the opponent, outside of like graveyard decks with the ley lines and everything. But I mean, it's a fun combo. It's kind of wonky. It's super click intensive, and it's way, way longer than some of the other Storm decks because you're going through clicking multiple triggers every single time your engine is online. And you got to get to a higher Storm count because your finisher is Grape Shot versus Tendrils. The nice part is a lot of decks are running Veil of Summer as a way to beat the Storm decks because most of them are using Tendrils as their win con. And the fact that Veil doesn't stop Grape Shot because it's red is actually kind of great because, as you can see, even the other Storm decks are running main deck Veils. So it's kind of nice to be able to have main deck ways to get around that kind of hate that you typically see coming out of decks that are banking on trying to beat Storm. It is also super fragile in the sense that your engine is 2 creatures and they're both X1s. We lucked out super hard in terms of not running into Bowmaster decks today. But I guarantee if we ran into Bowmaster matchups where Bowmasters is actually on the battlefield, it basically stops our engine cold until we can find a way to deal with the Bowmaster. Granted, we have multiple ways to do that, but you basically have to stop your entire game plan until the Bowmaster is taken care of. But overall, I mean, it's a fun deck. It's a wonky variant of Storm. If you want to bring it to an FNM or something, just to kind of juke out your opponents and be like, hey, check out this weird version of Storm I'm playing. It's also super easy to build in the sense that, like, all of the expensive Storm cards are probably already in your collection if you're a Storm player, and all the stuff that is specific to this particular variant is relatively cheap stuff. But, I mean, as with all the Storm variants so far, it's fun. It loses to the same things pretty much all Storm decks do. It dies a little bit harder to card draw hate than some of the black-based Storm decks do. But it is definitely a fun deck. It's just something to do, honestly. Like, I just wanted to play another Storm variant and just get something else out here. And it's a fun one to do. It's also fun if you just like the randomness of wheels. Unfortunately, as you saw in multiple games, the random wheels are what did us in. Relying on wheels versus relying on true tutors is kind of a risk in and of itself. So I do think the black-based variants with Beseech the Mirror and Infernal Tutor are going to be superior to this regardless, just because of consistency's sake. And then there always is the risk when you're running wheels, if you're not running some kind of card draw hate of your own, that you're going to wheel your opponent into something that's just going to absolutely destroy you. I mean, you saw the game where our opponent set up to be able to go off with Peer to the Abyss the next turn. We wheeled their hand away, and they still managed to have Peer into the Abyss and enough mana to go off with it all in the same turn after wheeling them into a random 7. So sometimes the magic gods give, the magic gods take. Anyways, I hope you all had fun with this little wonky Storm deck. I will catch you all next time, and as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit that like and the sub button below. They are both free ways to support my channel and support my content. Make sure while you're at it, you also go stop by and follow me on all the other socials to see what I'm doing outside of the world of Magic. If you really like what you see and you really want to support the channel, or you have a crazy deck list you want to see played here, stop by the Patreon, submit a donation deck list. Whether it's a deck you want to see me play, a challenge for something you want to see me build, or you just want to see me play whatever the hell I feel like playing that week, stop by there. It is just the price of a league to get your deck on video. As always, thank you for stopping by. I hope you all had fun, and as always, stay salty.